हेलो फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। आज के वीडियो में हम लोग सीखेंगे कि हम अपने आप को इंग्लिश में इंट्रोड्यूस कैसे कर सकते हैं। सो इंट्रोड्यूस आवरसेल्फ इन इंग्लिश। सो विदाउट डूइंग फर्दर डू, लेट्स गेट स्टार्ट। ओके, सो बेसिकली आप इंग्लिश में इंट्रोडक्शन कहाँ कहाँ यूज कर सकते हैं? लेट्स जस्ट हैव अ क्विक ओवरव्यू ऑफ दैट। मोस्टली इट्स यूज्ड इन इंटरव्यूज में जब भी आई थिंक दिस इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन वेयर वी हैव टू इंट्रोड्यूस आवरसेल्फ। वहाँ पे हम बहुत ज़्यादा नर्वस होते हैं कि कहीं कुछ गलत नहीं होना चाहिए, एवरीथिंग शुड बी राइट, और व्हाट शुड आई से और व्हाट शुड आई नॉट से। सो वी विल लुक एट दैट aspect as well. Meetings, right? Professional folks who are working in industries, in meetings में जब आप नए लोगों से मिलते हैं, अपने senior leadership से मिलते हैं, there you have to introduce yourself. Along with that, both of those were like kind of professional aspects जहाँ पे आपको कहीं जो लोग working हैं उनको बहुत ज़्यादा need है देखने की, if like they are starting in English their communication, but कुछ casual conversations as well. आप normally भी अपने friends के साथ chat करते हैं, नए लोगों से मिलते हैं, अपने आप को introduce कर सकते हैं, तो कुछ हम लोग उस पर भी discuss करेंगे. Next is students हो, professionals हो, कोई भी हो, this is like I think हर कोई इस वीडियो को देख के एटलीस्ट कुछ तो नया सीख सकता है, और नहीं तो अगर आप लोगों को कुछ नया लगता है, मुझे बताना चाहते हैं, प्लीज कमेंट बिलो. So what are the different points we should keep in mind while doing our introduction? First is, of course, our name. We'll discuss it one by one, but let's have a quick overview what all we have in our bucket today. Name, our background से I say like अलग अलग लोग different positions में होते हैं, like some are students, some are working, so they can explain according to that, like your education, your experience. अगर आप student हैं, अभी पढ़ रहे हैं, तो you can describe about your education. If you are working, then you can talk about your experience education as well, if you feel worth talking about it. Yeah, of course you do, as always. एरियाज ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, आपको जिसको हम स्लैश हॉबीज भी बोलते हैं, कि आपके एरियाज ऑफ इंटरेस्ट हैं, प्लस आपके स्ट्रेंथ. सो आई थिंक स्ट्रेंथ इज अ काइंड ऑफ ऑप्शनल विच इज मोर टुवर्ड्स योर interviews and all, but still we will discuss every point one by one. So let's say most of the times I will advise you personally कि अगर introductions में the because whenever you meet someone, of course you share your some details like, hi, this is Raj, or hi, this is Simran, something like that. तो इसलिए आप नेम, अगर जब भी कोई आपको बोलता है प्लीज टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट योर सेल्फ, और लेट्स गेट टू नो ईच अदर, यू मे स्टार्ट समथिंग दैट, तो नेम दोबारा रिपीट नहीं भी करेंगे तो दैट विल वर्क. सो यू कैन स्टार्ट विथ योर बैकग्राउंड फर्स्ट. और वन पॉइंट इज देयर, अगर आपको लगता है कि कोई आपके नेम की प्रोनाउंसिएशन ठीक नहीं कर रहा, और यू वांट टू पॉइंट आउट समवन, सो दिस इज अ वेरी काइंड ऑफ रूड. अगर हम उनको डायरेक्टली पॉइंट करें, सो इंस्टेड यू कैन से दिस, हे माय नेम इज राज, और यू कैन से दिस इज राज, और माई सेल्फ राज. सो यू कैन say any of these things, और आप point out भी कर सकते हैं, like people do have two first names like Venkat Mahesh or something, so you want to point out, please call me Venkat, please call me Mahesh, तो उसके लिए आप ऐसे कर सकते हैं, hey, good morning, this is Raj, and then you can start. Okay. And then second point, which comes your background, which is kind of gives you a base to start your introduction with, as and always it's preferred to start with that. So let's say if I'm a student, I will go like you're talking to a teacher or you're applying for some kind of internship, then this is a very good point. First, it's always good to start in reverse order and don't go in much of the detail. Reverse order means, let's say if I'm in college, so I will say I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's from this institute, or I am pursuing my bachelor's. So if you want to mention your institute name, or if you don't want to, that's up to you completely. It's good to if you do mention. So you start with this, I'm a student, I'm in college, I'm doing BSc, I'm doing BCom, I'm a commerce student. Like this, you can give something about your education, and then if you want to go, okay, I did my 12th from this institute, or I graduated from the high school, or something like that. You can mention if you want to go to your schooling as well, or if you're in school, or I'm in 12th standard and I'm pursuing my education from this. school. So these are the different ways you can use it, but it's like basically it's about going to your background. And if you're working individual, you can say, okay, I have experience of 2 years. You can mention, firstly it's good to mention your experience. I have experience of around 2 years or 3 years, and I have worked with these companies. It's always good if you want to keep it short and brief, or if you want to explain what kind of work you do. And as well, in your students you can always do that. You can mention, we can do that in third point as well. But in if you specifically want to mention, I'm doing I'm like currently I'm in 12th class, or I'm in 10th class, or like if you're in 12th, you can mention I have opted for science, I'm a science student. So it's good to throw these kind of points in the person who is in front of you. तो हमेशा अपने background में, so in nutshell, if you're a student, a professional, to start with your latest experience or latest education which you are doing. And उसके बाद अगर if you are interested, तो आप background का थोड़ा सा और like अभी I'm in college and I did my schooling from here. Simple. If you don't know, I did my schooling from this. I have experience of around 3 years. I did my currently I am with this organization, and last 1 year I worked with XYZ organization. Simple. Let's not make it complicated. This is how it is. Next comes your once you're done with it, it's always preferable. It lots of time it depends on the person who has asked you a question, what type of answer they're expecting, but area of interest. You should it's kind of, you can say like my hobbies are these, but that will be very good if you use some different way, like my areas of interest are, or I love to do these activities, or my favorite pastime is this, or my stress buster activities are this. So like you can use some fancy words just while you're doing your introduction. There you should mention what your areas of interest are. So that completely depends on what kind of work you do. As a student, you should highlight for some internship or another situation, you should highlight your projects or something. Like nowadays students say, if apart from their education, if they're doing something else, तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा mention करते हैं कि मैं like I have done these projects, or my interest is to go outside and explore. आप बता सकते हैं अपने एजुकेशन में अगर आप कुछ एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं, आप साइड प्रोजेक्ट्स कर रहे हैं, या आपने अपने अगर प्रोफेशनल हैं, आपने अपने वर्क एक्सपीरियंस में कुछ एक्टिविटीज में पार्टिसिपेट किया है, कुछ नया project किया, innovation, you can mention that. Or if you want to keep it very generic, very common, then you can go obviously for like my areas, or like my areas of interest are dancing, singing, and learning different musical instruments. Or like you can say, dancing is my stress buster activity, I love to do that, and along with that I like singing as well. This is also a very good way of. Then strength, I would say strength generally comes when you are going for your interviews, where you can mention any of your good points, like you are a very well good communicator, or you have you're like very good with computers, and you have great leadership skills. These kind of points you can mention in strength. So, and if we go the same thing for casual conversations, you're meeting some friends, hey, this is Raj, and background, you can say, I'm a doctor, or I'm an engineer, and I'm working with this organization, right? Then you can say, just to, for an, I think, just to break the ice, when you just want to start a conversation, और जब आप लोगों के साथ थोड़ा सा casual होना चाहते हैं बात में, we say, let's just break the ice. You have something to break the ice. उस type में you can say, my interest is to play cricket. My interest is to learn different instruments. What your interests are. So this is a kind of casual conversation. The flow is still the same. आपका name, थोड़ा सा आपका background, आपका area of interest. If you go for casual, but अगर आप professional के लिए जाते हैं, then it will be same. Only the point is you have to keep in mind, and the flow. This is it. So in the nutshell, if I have to summarize, let's say, hey, this is Simran, and I have experience of 2 years working with XYZ organization, but I'm really looking forward for this organization. And you can mention, as I said earlier, you can mention a couple of things about your project and all. I did this project on this technology. Then my areas of interest are looking around for maybe the areas of interest. If you want in interviews, professionals, you want to impress the person in front of you, just related to that. If you talk about technology, I would say I'm very interested about the emerging technologies, and I'm keep on learning about that. And strength, I do have great leadership qualities, and I participate in different events as well. I'm a great event organizer. So this is like I'm taking different examples because people can be from different streams working, going out for their interviews and for their professional meetings. So that's why. And maybe then you can end it with a thank you note or on a slow note. Thank you. And if you're in professional meetings, you can ask the other person as well, tell me something about yourself. That's it. So I think these are the couple of points I had in my mind while doing the different, but like with my experience, like how people do that and how I have seen doing this. I think this will be really great if you follow this pattern, and you may use couple of examples I have given in it. So that will be really, I want to say the best examples I have given, but for sure something you can take help of. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. Keep learning and keep rocking the world. Thank you.